Hello again, it's me for another installment. This one I'm going to talk about gowns and dresses of the couple few that I've bought. Some are in the works, some are actually done, and I'm going to go through them and describe exactly, what I think about them and what I'm planning to do with the ones that aren't even on the board yet, and go from there. Okay, so the first dress I have mentioned, it's 3167. I mentioned this in my last video, and this one gets some kind of special approval only because it's blue. No, I'm kidding. It's a really nice dress, as I had mentioned. It seems to have one of those few features that make it the perfect cocktail dress. And, just looking at it, you're like, well, it's gotta be on the list. It has to be done. And this is just so graceful and super chicken youthful looking. You just want to scream. So, yeah, it will get done. And, now that Marfy's given me an idea of what to put on the dress and their view and their drawing, it's clear to me how this is all going to come together in my own special way. So we'll look forward to that. The next dress is 2845. Now this dress is really quite youthful, and I like this because it's got a huge challenge set up ahead of it. I'm assuming this dress can be made out of a nicer, stiffer, formal fabric like silk taffeta or any heavy-duty silk 4-ply crepe or anything that will give you structured, finished look, because obviously this dress has it all in that category. And I do plan to make this in the future, although this one requires very special measurements and careful planning, because if you look at it on its own, just at the front view, the back view, it's very simple, put it together, do the dart, whatever. But in the front, there's a lot of pleating and sizing and measuring. So when you want to make a dress like this, first of all, you have to make a toile, a test piece, and try and make it out of the cheapest material possible. Like we're talking like the usual muslin, a $2 a meter kind of thing. You really don't want to waste the time and effort if you're going to make a massive mistake on your first try. Please let it be the muslin, because it's very important that we do understand how to put something like this together. It's definitely not for a beginner, but I caution everybody out there who does want to do this to actually try and make the toile first, because if you honestly know what you're doing, fine. But on the other hand, please do a test piece, because I have to, even though I know all of my measurements, and still, you can still wind up making costly mistakes. So it's very important that you do those things first. Now, the next dress is actually one that I've actually started. And to me, for this dress, 2323, that's the number of the pattern. I can't remember what year it came out, so bear with me there. But this dress I did actually start, and I really liked the pleated gores that come together in the center in two different places. I thought that was a really interesting dress. I intended this dress to be a summer type of dress. Now, you could mix it up and make it into a winter cocktail thing for New Year's or Christmas or a special event, anything you wish. But to me, when I looked at this, I thought, well, this has to be something that would involve something very light and flowy, sort of on the what do you call it? Like, I don't know, it's kind of like on the same lines as using a silk charmeuse or anything that's just fabulously awesome as a fabric, and that would be one of them. And as luck would have it, I do actually have a lot of silk charmeuse, which I started on the out side of this dress, not the inner skirt, but the outer layer is actually going to be made out of silk charmeuse because I had so much of it. I bought all this fabric from the store that was going out of business some years ago, and I still haven't used all of it. So I had cut out the pieces and I still have a lot left. So, you know, you have to really look at this and say, yeah, summer dress. But that's my view. But if you wish to make it into a fuller length gown, go ahead. I mean, there's no real limit to the imagination. You can do whatever you want. It's all good. But at the same time, you know, I love the length of this dress because I like shorter dresses. But for an evening dress, I would really, really strongly advise you to, you know, make it longer. But anyway, now moving on to the next piece. It is 2042. Once again, I have no clue what year this came out. I only bought the catalog since 2013, and, you know, I wish I hadn't done it so late because I wish I had bought catalogs from previous years. But anyhow, this particular piece is not really a dress. It's a skirt and a fashion corset put together in one look. The skirt portion is not connected at all to the corset. Unless you would like to do that, you are perfectly welcome to, but this particular corset is on its own, standalone, and lacing up in the front I'm not actually used to doing because I've always made corsets that laced up in the back. And with later Victorian ones, you know, there was a busk in the front, which made a complete closure except for the back, but it's reversed in this case, and that's a little bit more of a modern approach to a 100-plus-year-old design. But, you know, let's try and modern up a bit. And honestly, like, you know, I have to be careful about wearing something like this in, you know, public, I suppose. It would have to be a very evening affair, like, you know, dinner, you know, like very youthful. Well, I don't go to clubs, but, you know, something along those lines where it's quite modern and the night scene. And honestly, I don't get out that much to know, but, you know, it's that kind of look where you are like, yep, I think I can pull it off. So here's to trying. So hopefully I'll look forward to that pretty soon. This one, I personally love the color scheme. I'm gonna say it off the bat, you know, if it's blue, it'll work for me because I adore that color. Not every hue. I can't stand turquoise, but I like other colors of blue because it just works for me, and I can't explain why, but it just does. I don't know. So hopefully we'll look forward to this youthful, modern look, and I hope I can have enough funds to make it because, you know, honestly, you know, these things, when you have to use the right materials, my gosh, can they cost you a lot of money. I mean, you wonder, why can't you buy it? Well, you can't because, you know, you can't find these in stores. You'd have to look very hard. And on top of all that, if you did find it in the store, it won't be under $20, let me tell you. I mean, it would cost a lot of money. So I think even buying it yourself and making it's still going to save you money, even though you may use top-of-the-line fabrics of, in this case, well, what's most suitable for the corset would be taffeta because it's stiff and it's, you know, very strong material. So, you know, even then you can really, really bring out your talents and just go nuts with your ideas for the outside look of your piece. It's really important that people do that because otherwise, you know, you can create a marker for your personal taste and your look and your style. And that's one way of doing it. And I have been trying very hard to create my own tag and my own personal flair. So it's not easy, but it is possible. Now the next dress is number 2826 in their catalog. Once again, I think this one came out 2 years ago, probably 2011. or 2012. I don't really know. But here we are. Another summer dress. I love summer dresses. I mean, with all the rain we get here, you know, I don't get enough opportunity to enjoy a summer in the fullest extent that other parts of the world does, where they have a lot more sunshine hours in a month. But honestly, like, if I were to make this dress, I would, you know, cutesy poo it up so much that I would just go nuts. Like in this case, they've already put that 40% in where they, you know, think, well, let's look at what kind of material we can use. And then, oh, look at that blue bow or belt. It's like so sweet. And then as you can see on the shoulder area, it's like a chiffon fabric. And well, I love silk fabrics, so you know, it's there. They really know how to market their materials and their patterns. I cannot believe it. So anyway, yes, this is wonderful. I love the summer thing, and it's very, very modest as well. So if you're thinking, well, summertime, you know, like, oh no, I'm going to be mostly covered up here. Well, not really, because your arms are bare. Plus, you're wearing somewhat see-through material. And don't forget that natural fibers do breathe. Even if it is a protein-based fiber like silk, you know, you will be able to breathe quite okay in that. And it's not really a case for linen. I mean, linen's probably the best thing you can wear in the summer and hot heat, because it does really wick very well. So as to silk, I'm not sure how much the wicking is on that, but I do know that it is, anything natural is very good and also very comfortable. So kudos again for picking the right kind of look, especially ones that I would like to wear. Thank you so much. There we go. And white, summer, no brainer. Okay, the next piece of work here is actually one that I looked at when it was new right away, and it was probably 2011 or 2012. I looked at it, I'm like, oh my god, gotta buy it. Just said, no, I'm gonna have to do it, because I don't have a gorgeous long full-length gown. And you know, and in thinking about it, I always jump ahead and think, well, looking at the picture, what can I learn to, you know, increase my skills that I already know, and what else can I do to try and top the next thing that I've already done? Well, in this case, I decided to think, well, I'm going to do gold work on this particular dress, and wham bam. You know, I know it's been done before, but in my case, my personal case, where I actually don't own something like this, it'd be nice if I did. So let's take, 4 months to put this thing together. And putting the dress together is not really the problem. It's the actual work on the outside that sucks up all your time. So, you know, if you really want to invest the time and put it together and make it the most fabulous thing you've ever done or have ever seen in your life, you're going to invest the time. And this is exactly why all these evening gowns that are worn at the Oscars or their haute couture, you know, they are expensive. And that's probably one of the biggest reasons why they are, is because of that. There's so much work that goes into it, and the time. So that's why, you know, you might want to do it yourself, because man, if you can't afford the real deal from a major designer, you know, it's always a good idea. Let's just make it ourselves. Got the tools, got the supplies, got the know-how. Let's just put it together. And the inspiration of this particular dress came from this Oscar-winning, dress. I don't know if it was on the winning list for better designs, but I liked it. And gold goes with anything, you know, absolutely anything. It just works. For millennia, it has been put together with all kinds of colors, and it just works. I mean, it goes back to the days of Tutankhamun's tomb effigy. blue and gold. Gee, I don't know. Does it not go with gold? Of course it does. So here we are. Now this has, as I'm looking at this picture of this Oscar dress, I think, I think that's gold work. You could use metallic threads, do bullion embroidery, or use bullion thread and make designs and patterns out of it, and lo and behold, here we are. So this is exactly what I mean. This is where most ideas stem from, and with all rights, it could be a copy, but not exactly, because, it's been done before many, many times. So, either the idea is the same, but the design that I choose on my dress isn't. I could have gotten that from anywhere, whether from a picture that I've taken out in the forest, or, I don't know, in a garden somewhere, or just popping right out of my head, and honestly it happens. So this is where our ideas really come from. And what happens with these dresses that are already made, as it is in this Oscar dress, it's like that's like the fuel that gets you started, like, let's actually do it. This is the kick that gets you going. So thinking about that, I will make this dress, honestly, and I'm really planning on this. I just wish I had more hours in the week or the year. As long as it takes me, I know exactly how long it takes. So, this is exactly it. Now, the next dress is, been floating around Marfy for what seems like ages, and according to the catalog covers, I had seen it on the Spring-Summer 2006 list. Now, this is an absolute winner. And before Marfy changed their website outlay, they had this in the Marfy Gold section, which meant that it was a tried and tested bunch of patterns that were always bought and were very popular and were a complete success. And I think this particular dress was actually in that list. Now, since they've changed the website, I don't think it's there anymore. I mean, you could request it from the company. I might be willing to bet that it's probably still in their inventory, so you can always check with them directly. But this dress is just a cocktail dress. You could definitely make this for an evening affair, dinner. If you make it more casual, then, lunch, brunch, I don't know. It sounds like I go out a lot, but I really don't. But the idea to make these things, that's where I think, where can I make this dress for? Like, I have to think, this dress has to be made for a dinner. Or this dress has to be made for New Year's Eve, first night. Or, it just depends what your purpose is. And if you feel that this dress would be perfect for something else, then albeit, just make it in a different kind of style and fabric, and away you go. If you bling it up a lot with beads like I did, then you will know how it's gonna go. And I actually did finish this dress. I started it a couple of years ago, actually, and I don't know why it got benched, but it did. And I think I've succeeded. After a while, when you are in the midst of seeing an end to a project, like, all I have to do is add the lining, or all I gotta do is a hem, and you just put it off and put it off. But honestly, like, this took a long time. I mean, I started it 2 years ago, and the designs on the dress weren't really working for me, and I thought, well, okay, I'll just try something else, and then that didn't work, and then I left it. And then, as of recent, I started it up again in August, and started working on it, like, fervently for a couple of months at a time, and I realized that, I completed the beading work around the end of November, which wasn't too long ago. So you can imagine, between my work and school schedules, it was very tight, and it was like a tug of war thing where I had to decide, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, because there's dust piling on that and I have to finish it and I don't want to, and oh, I got schoolwork to do and that's more important. And you know, it's a huge struggle sometimes, actually. If all I had to do with this, man, this would have been done in about 2 months or less. But as you know, fate would have it, it was not. But anyway, this is the actual finished dress. The lining at this point in this picture wasn't attached, but you can understand that at this point it's basically done. So I really like what I did. I've tried it on many times and I like it. I don't know, it looks really good. And you know, I'm not the one to wear form-fitting underwear to make myself look slimmer. That's a job I have to do on my own, unfortunately, through hard work and dieting. But, you know, I feel like this dress kind of fits me very well. I don't know. I really enjoyed working on this. I went on a bit of a tangent thinking that, you know, I wanted to try this, and then I thought, oh, will a color scheme work? And I'm like, boom, I tried it and it did. So luck would have it, here I am. Like, I've got white fuchsias and I've got peacock flowers and, you know, greenish leaves that aren't really green. And you know, I really am relieved that I actually finished this one, because I don't know, I was, after a while, I really got tired of looking at it and working on it, and I thought, oh, I just want this to be finished so I can wear it or something, I don't know, or to get hung up in my closet and collect dust, as most things do. But, you know, I mean, it's all good. I mean, I am proud of this dress, and I've always been a little bit on the conservative side. I don't want to show too much, and you know, I don't know. But other than that, like, I think we've got it together. Now, if you do want to see more of the process of what I did with this dress, you know, you can always check out my blog, because it's all there. There are more pictures of this, obviously, so you know, check it out if you want. If not, well, just have a ball. But anyway, yeah, that's me, and that'll be it. And for next time, I'll bring out some more selections of more dresses that I have bought that I haven't reviewed in this review. So, you know, I'm really hoping that, you know, we'll get maybe 4 or 5 more dresses in the next segment, because I have so much. I mean, I don't even know where to begin anymore. I've got all these things that I want to do, and then here we are, I just get backed up, and I guess that's it. That's the way it goes. So anyway, thanks for watching if you're interested, and any more things will come around and they will get done, and then I will either review them or show them in another video. So, you know, see you next time, and don't wait too long, because it's coming out soon. Okay, bye.